This is ECOC TV in Amsterdam. I'm Brian Dolby and I'm talking to Brad Smith of Light Counting. Brad, you just gave a fascinating conversation at the Market Focus, talking about several battles taking place in the industry. Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of changes going on in the data center right now. Intel just announced their availability of their Romley server, their microprocessor, and that really drives the whole data center upgrade cycle. So it's all starting to move now after it's been sort of in pause mode for 6-9 months. That's causing the top-of-rack switches and all the interconnects to ratchet up to the next higher speeds and new devices. So it's been on pause for quite a while, and now it's just starting to take off. One of the other interesting things is there's been a lot of mergers and acquisitions in this space, particularly in the server area, companies acquiring switch companies, and it's going to merge the switches and servers together to create a whole nother type of a product set going forward. And that's a big change. And then some of the cabling companies, such as TE and FCI, have bought business units or companies in the transceiver space. So now the cabling companies have transceivers, and they're sort of getting, the copper guys are suddenly starting to get the optical message. So that's rewriting that landscape. And then there's the popularity of what's going on with Google and Facebook and so forth, where they're commoditizing the servers, building their own servers, and making it available to other people, or the designs available to other people. So the traditional HP, IBM, Dell servers are now starting to get challenged by some of the traditional PC manufacturers. So what happened with PCs in the 80s with IBM and Compaq and Digital Equipment and Olivetti and names like that, they got severely impacted by the PC clones. When they came in and drove the price out of it and rewrote the whole landscape. So if you look at the vendor list in the 1980s versus today, it looks completely different. And there's starting to see a similar thing happen in servers and switches, where there's the clone, or the white box as it's called, is coming into the market from multiple vendors. The chips are being available to run Linux instead of Microsoft software, so it breaks the instruction set link between the microprocessor and the server. So that's starting to go commodity. And also, just recently, the switch itself for the top-of-rack or end-of-row switches are being commoditized with some white box switches running a software called OpenFlow. And that's those two things, the switching infrastructure and the server infrastructure, is causing a lot of changes in the marketplace.
Okay, just tell us, what is a white box?
It's basically just like a PC clone. It may have a name on it you don't recognize, but it's got essentially the same internals and maybe run the same software as a traditional brand name server. It just may not be as expensive. That's the big thing.
Well, that's good news for the market. But I think, and I think also you've got a new report coming out covering this whole sort of area. Give us a bit of an insight into what people can find in that.
Sure. So when the servers and switches ratchet up in speed to the next higher level, which is turning out to be 10 gigs at the server and 40 and 100 gigs at the switching infrastructure. I have a report on 40 and 100 gig and also embedded modules that looks at this whole space and what's changing there. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of new announcements that have come out, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that, kind of some of the announcements I've seen so far just at the show.
Okay, well, we'll look forward to seeing the report when it comes out. In the meantime, thanks for talking to us.
Thanks.